We are tackling our 2025 goals with our prayer board with God in front. So let's get to it. Okay, guys. So we are going to do our prayer board. First, let's talk about prayer and vision board. I just want to distinguish between the two. The vision board is pretty much exactly like the prayer board. The only thing is that with a prayer board, we are praying over our goals, our dreams, and we want alignment with God. For a successful prayer board, we're going to need the following materials. You could either get yourself a felt board like this, or you can even do from the Dollar Tree, get yourself a poster board, get yourself some envelopes. They have them at the Dollar Tree as well. You get yourself a stack, white envelopes. You can decorate them if you want. You can color on them, draw on them, put stickers. You could literally build this on a Dollar Tree budget. $1.20, $1.25 tree, because the dollar days are over, guys. I'm sorry to break it to you. Okay, so once you do all of those things, you have all your materials. We're going to take all of that. Like, I try to get fancy and I try to cut some things with my Cricut, and I wanted some pink glitter because you know me. And I do have the prayer board words, but everything else that I tried to do didn't really work out. I managed to salvage a few things like this glitter heart with a cross and stuff like that. I ended up getting just the cross. But listen, I do not want this to stress anybody out. I did not want it to stress me out, because the whole point of this is to be at peace and happy while I am building this. So this is what we're going to do. If you haven't picked up my free downloads, I will link it down below. You can feel free to look at the material list and look at the different categories that you can pray over, and also some Bible verses, which would be like this. You can't really see it probably on camera, but these are Bible verses. I'm going to cut them up and I'm also going to throw them into our board. Why Bible verses? I actually printed out a bunch of Bible verses, right? And I'll show you in a minute why the Bible verses, but also my envelopes, because you guys know I'm a pink girly. I have pink envelopes. I'm going to take these envelopes and I am going to put them on my board as well. And along with those things, I want to reinforce it with the Bible verses, because that is just kind of putting like extra, like oomph behind your prayer, right? Because if I want to pray over, let's see here. We could go over my envelopes, guys. Let's actually do that. Let's go over my envelopes. Maybe this might spark some ideas for you, but let's go over my envelopes. So I have one for finances, right? I have one for health. I have one for my friends. I have one for my business and social media. I have one for spiritual growth. I have another for personal growth, my job, my marriage. And then, even though I have my marriage, I still have my husband, because I want to be very specific with my prayers and have them in different envelopes. I have one for my family, but I also have one for my children, because again, I want it to be very specific. And along with that, we should have an envelope for answered prayers, because hello, if we are praying, aren't we praying in faith that God is going to answer our prayers? So we want to be able to testify of his goodness and see how our prayers move over into our answered prayers envelope. This is also necessary, a gratitude envelope, because we should be grateful. How are we going to get more from God if we are not already grateful with what he has given us? I want you to think about that, because you have to be grateful in every single circumstance of life. I lost my job back in September, but yet every single day I am grateful because I am still healthy enough to look for another job. I still have a roof over my head, even though I am getting a very poor check of unemployment. I'm still getting some kind of income, right? So just be grateful for the little things so God can trust you to give you more. And even with that, I've been tithing still, and I am leaving it in God's hands, because even though I'm already getting a small portion from unemployment, I'm still tithing with that, because I know that he's going to work with what I have and multiply it. How that's going to happen, I have no idea, but he will be in charge of that. So I'm leaving that in his hands. And that's part of this process. That's part of the process of a prayer board. You are praying in faith, right? So if you have these big expectations, there is nothing impossible for God. But you have to pray in faith. And you also have to pray with a willingness to accept if he wants to say no or not now. So that's very important as well, because what if it is a no or not now? You have to be willing to accept that as well, because it is all part of his process and his plans are greater and bigger than ours. Okay. So something like this, right? I want to take my love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, and it keeps no record of wrongs. 1 Corinthians 13, 4-5. Some of you may think it's a cliche, but I want to pair this with my husband and my marriage, right? So I will put that on my prayer board, and I just want to have these verses that when I pray and I look over, I see it with the envelopes of my husband and my marriage. It's also a great way to have these verses visible so that you can meditate in those verses daily. So I also printed out this Bible verse that says, believe in the Lord Jesus and you will be saved, you and your household. Acts 16:31. And I want that around my family. I want that around specifically my children. I want that around my husband. So this is definitely a verse that I kind of want to keep around, and I want to repeat it as much as possible, right? I think that it's very important to say these verses out loud. Actually, if you want, I can read some of them. I can do all this through him who gives me strength, Philippians 4:13. Another important verse that you want to continue to repeat in your daily lives. Guys, when you have these Bible verses, meditate over them. And what that means is just like, let it sink in. Let God speak to you. Let God work through you with these Bible verses. Look at this one. This one, another one that I love. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. So you best to believe that that verse is going over my business and social media, my job, my spiritual growth. Like that's pretty much everything. Finances, I actually should have blown up that verse and put it on the whole backboard, because that verse applies to so many different areas in our lives. So those are at least a few of them. Look at this one. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. Cast your health issues and concerns like anxiety, depression. Guys, anything that you guys are feeling that is not of God, rebuke it and get it out of your body. Pray over that daily. Don't just sit there and just, conform to the fact that, I'm sick. No, rebuke it and keep moving. Read these Bible verses and know that God is going to continue to work and you will be healed. You have faith you're going to be healed. You will be healed in the name of Jesus. All right, guys. So after you get your envelopes together, I have a whole mess here. So let me clean this up a little bit. After you get all your verses together, all your verses printed out, however you want to do it. Like I said, you can do pictures. You can put pictures of your family if you want. I'm just keeping it to the Bible verses. And then I already started writing my prayers, and you can take your index cards, write your prayers on them. That's going to be a little bit more for me, between me and God. My prayers specifically for my husband, for my kids, for my job, and all of that. For my success, I'm going to take those prayers. I'm going to write it in my index cards. I'm going to stick it in my envelope and stick it in my board. Okay, guys? And then you just decorate it however you want. That's the beauty of this. You decorate it however you want. Like anybody can put together a prayer board, right? You've probably come across a bunch of prayer board videos. The only thing that I can tell you, and I don't know if it's different or not, all I can tell you is that I feel it important to back up your prayers with Bible verses that you can see every day so that you can meditate in them. something that you can continue throughout the year to add to. So, all right, let's take job for instance. I need a job first. I need a job. Let's start there. But let's say I get the job, right? And God forbid something was just off, right? I am praying for God's favor. I am praying for God's grace, whether I am praying for my supervisor to have a change of heart, whatever that may look like for you. Let's say you have a job one, maybe you have already a job and you're having issues, put it in your job envelope. Pray over that, right? Pray over that and keep it there and wait till you are able to cross it over and put it into your answered prayer, because God will answer your prayer. Or it could just be, maybe you have a job and you want a promotion. Listen, I prayed last year for a promotion. I ended up getting laid off in September due to that mass restructure. But again, his plans are greater than mine. So maybe that promotion didn't come the way I thought it was going to come, but this promotion might be in the next job that I'm going into. Guys, you can't keep thinking in a negative way. That's another thing. Like, if you're going to continuously think negative because things aren't going the way that you want them to, then it's going to be a downward spiral. Keep your mind focused on positive things. Keep your eyes fixed on God, and you will see how things can always change for the better. You have to rejoice in all of the things. Rejoice in the bad times, rejoice in the good times, because through that, you're going to see constantly, like, it's like always looking at that silver lining, right? Let God be the one who guides you through each and every stage of your life, whether it's good or bad, and you will always be in a state of peace. Now, will the bad times come? Will the anxiety come? Absolutely. I go through that every single day, believe it or not. I have moments, but then I pick myself up and either I read myself a verse, or I can say, I rebuke, cancel, and destroy every assignment and attack of the enemy. This is huge. I want you guys to have this. Guys, I want you guys to have it. I'm actually going to take this here and I'm going to copy it in my description. And I want you to literally type this out word for word, copy and paste it onto a Word document and print it out, or put it in your notes digitally, copy and paste it. I don't care what you do with it. But you have to be able to rebuke, cancel, and destroy every assignment and attack of the enemy. Always pray over that. Pray that all the time. Pray that all the time, because the enemy is going to be throwing darts left and right, especially, hear me, especially when you're trying to draw closer to God. Ooh, he's going to be mad. But I don't care. And neither should you, because the reward is going to be greater when you're on the other side and you realize that you've gotten past all of those things that the enemy had planned for you, but you said, no, not today, Satan. Get behind me. You're going to see God work. All right, guys. So let me structure this out. Let's do this. And I also got this cute glitter paper. I got this last year. I got this cute glitter paper at Michael's. Look at all of this. So you can do whatever you want. You could actually take this and put it on your prayer board, design it. This is more like cardstock, and of course I got it all in pink. I might have a problem. I just love pink too much. Take my envelopes and put them here. Take my Bible verses, put them here. And now let's put this together. Oh, it's windy out. Where are my scissors? Dear Lord, I do not want to get up. Lord, bring me the scissors. Wow. I recommend that when you guys are putting together a prayer board, you're in a state of peace. Like, you're away from the distractions. You're in a good place, a good mindset. Nothing's aggravating you. Trust me, I had plenty to aggravate me when I was trying to get this together. First, it was that my Cricut didn't cut things out the way I wanted it to. The other was that I was trying to set up my different camera and it wasn't recording. I am not trying to be frustrated while doing this. I want to be at complete peace. Whatever works, and if it doesn't, then I'm moving on to the next. So make sure that you are just in a serene space. You might want to throw on some worship music. I wanted to throw some on while I was doing this video, but because I might get flagged, I'd rather not. So I'll put some of my suggestions inside the description box. Guys, if you want to listen to an amazing song, Cece Winans' Goodness of God is one of my favorites. And I recommend you put yourself in that space. Think about how grateful you are for everything that he's already given you. I'm going to put this on a little bit because I don't want to get flagged. But this is such a beautiful song to listen to while you're putting together your prayer board. For your mercy never fails me. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. You definitely have to listen to this song if you haven't already. I'm pretty sure you've heard it. But it just puts me in such a great space and state of mind, because how are you not grateful and blessed for everything that he's done? Okay, so there's that song and a ton others. Love that one. Woo, santo. Okay, so let's put together our board. I'm gonna continue with my pinkness, and I'm gonna cut this out. We're gonna get crafty. I'm not crafty, but I could do a little something. All right, maybe I'm just gonna keep it straight because I'm over here trying to cut out fancy shapes and it's just not it. I can't even cut a straight line to save my life. Guys, if you have any favorite worship songs, please put them in the comments. If you have any favorite songs that you guys love to listen to that just put you in a great mood, I want to hear it. All right, I'm missing the R. R, where are you? This is exactly what I'm talking about, like not letting things get to you, because I am trying to find one of the letters and I don't see them right now, and I'm not gonna let this frustrate me. I'm going to move forward. I'm looking for the R and I don't find it. I only see the one here, the prayer board. So let's put this here. I was on one today. I'm going to organize my space so that I can work through this the way I want to. Okay, it's time for me to practice what I preach, because I am missing an R for my prayer board and I am moving forward without it. If it appears afterwards, it appears, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't. We are not trying to get upset. We are not trying to get frustrated. We are trying to move it along. So I had cut these out with my Cricut, and I was having issues with my Cricut, but it's okay. We're gonna do payer. It's the prayer. I don't care. I'll just take a magic marker and just fill it in. Like, it is not that serious. We are not going to let the enemy win. Do you know what I mean? We're just not. I also printed out the word Jireh. He is our provider. I found it. It's right here. But let me tell you, I think, well, thanks Satan was trying to mess with me to see if I get mad. You're wrong. And you guys, you could go to the Dollar Tree and literally buy like glitter letters. I was just trying to be extra because I got a Cricut, but I'm telling you, the Cricut be playing me. I have a love-hate relationship with my Cricut, no lie. Guys, when I say that the devil be trying me, it's no joke. Whenever I am doing something that I'm super laser focused on for the Lord, 100 things go wrong. 100 things go wrong. I had recorded the entire video. I put together my prayer board, which now I will have to take you through it, but you're not going to be able to see me actually putting it together, because guess what? I then found out that the phone had died and there was no video saved. And the crazy part is that before I had started recording, I actually had looked at my camera and it was like above 50%. So I had enough battery. So I thought to record, and it died and didn't save anything. All right, guys, so this is my prayer board. And right now I have it laying down on the floor. I haven't tried to stand it up because some things still need to be secured. But I just kind of want to take you through the prayer board and the reason that I put certain things in, right? But anyway, I wanted to point out the Bible verses first and foremost. So the Bible verses are important because it's great to have biblical verses that you can recite daily, especially over the things that you're praying on. It's good to have Bible verses that you can reflect on, that you can repeat, that you can really align with your prayers. I have this verse right here that says, "Sweet friendships refresh the soul and awaken our hearts with joy." Proverbs 27:9. I love the Psalm 91, 9 through 14, but that one is basically like, "The Lord is my refuge. You make the Most High your dwelling. No harm will overtake you. No disaster will come near your tent." My ministry. So I added this envelope. This wasn't in my original envelope, but I felt like I should have one over my ministry, which is pretty much also what I'm doing here. I think it's part of my ministry, but I do different things for the Lord, but I just want to continue to grow in it and deepen my ministry for the Lord. But this is pretty much my prayer board. I encourage you to make your prayer board your own. I added some glitter because, you know, I'm a glitter kind of girl and a pink girly. So I added pink glitter wherever I could. I threw in some pops of blue in there, you know, for contrast. There's another light pink over there. Make this into something that you want to look at every day and something that is going to inspire you to want to connect with God. And I'm going to leave it there before something else happens. I want to inspire you. And if you plan on doing a prayer board, please drop it in the comments. Let me know. I'm going to link your free download, the Bible verse cards, in the description so you can download them. I am going to change the font because I noticed on these, they're not coming through as dark. So I'm going to change the font in the lettering so that it can stand out. And I will change that and have you guys, if you guys want to download it, you are more than welcome to. If you don't want to do a physical board, you can do a digital board, right? You can find ways to do that. Maybe if you have PowerPoint, you can do images, you can do, like, guys, you can do this however you want to do it. If you are a person who you feel like you could have this on your device and you could create something that you can save and reference to afterwards, like I said, a PowerPoint, or, you know, piecing together pages on like a Google slide or whatever it is, you can absolutely do that. If you want to design this on Canva, you can absolutely do that. I can actually teach you how to do a prayer board on Canva if you want to. And if that's something you're interested in, let me know in the comments box. We can actually probably walk through that together. But this, I love having something physical. Besides the fact that I'm a person who loves to write, I love to have something physical. So I love to have something that I can actually touch, feel. I can open up this envelope, take out a prayer, revise it, rewrite it, put more in the envelope. Like, I love the fact that I can do that and that I can reference. As I was just about to close out my video, there was one thing that I thought about, and I'm like, wait a second. How am I talking about prayer, putting together this prayer board, talking about how I'm praying for everyone's success, and then I didn't pray for all of the things that I said and talked about? So let's do a quick prayer, guys. Before I let you go, allow me to pray with you, for me, and all of our goals for 2025. Dear God, thank you so much for this day. I thank you for anyone who's watching at this moment, whenever they are watching. I pray that you bless them, Lord. I thank you for each and every person who has come across my channel. May it be a blessing, God, for them, as well as a blessing for me, Lord, because I just want to do your will, and I know that if they are watching this, they are seeking to do your will as well. God, may you be in every single one of our plans throughout the year of 2025. We want to be able to testify to your goodness. You are good all the time, Lord, and we thank you, Lord, because you are always with us and you are always guiding us. We just want to depend on you, Lord, and we want to continue to do what it is that we are called to do. God, reach every single person on the other side of the screen. May you bless them. May you bless their families. May you give them health, God. May you prosper them. And may they draw closer to you each and every single day. In your name I pray. Amen. I hope this was a blessing to you. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Leave a comment. You know that I love to engage with you. Have a blessed day, and more importantly, have a blessed year. We're going to see how God moves in this year, and I can't wait to be able to testify to that, and I can't wait to hear what you're going to testify about. Have a blessed one, everyone. Bye.